Hi, Zizaran here. I am going to read over the patch notes. This is going to be like a full unedited version of me reading them live, so this will be long, and we'll make a short version as well that we'll post later. I will try to read and explain everything, but the first thing I'm going to do is to Control F and look at Essence Train. Did I must have loaded the wrong ones. It's okay. Okay. Hi, Zizaran here with another Essence Train build guide for 3.15 Expedition League. Alright. Sit down, get some popcorn, and enjoy the show. No, I agree Essence Train doesn't need a nerf, but it should get one. It's a very balanced skill, to be fair. The Expedition Challenge League, they're a great opportunity for a fresh start in the new economy. All your old characters and items are present in Standard and Hardcore, but you're encouraged to join the new leagues, complete challenges, and demonstrate your mastery of Path of Exile. In the Expedition League, you'll meet a group of Khalguran traders, and you'll find marked expedition sites, which you must strategically place a series of explosives and detonate them. It's just the normal thing they post every time. We skip that and get to the actual stuff.
Pre-record guides 2 leagues in advance.
Thank you. I need to remove alerts. See, sorry, I will remove alerts. There, they're gone. Thank you for all subs and stuff. I do appreciate it a lot. Added a new strength skill gem, Rage Vortex. Spin a sword or axe to deal damage in an area around you. Sacrifice some rage to send a rage storm forward, and while enemies are sighted. These are all the skills. I like, this is all like stuff we already know. These are all things we already know. This is stuff that we need to read. Wait, added new 12 divination cards. I wonder if mine's in here. Right. Minor new content and features. Lightning Arrow and Lightning Strike have brand new effects. Cool. Iron Flask looks new. Oh, thank you. Well, Iron Flask grants additional ward and restores ward on use. Wow, that looks really strong. Thank you for pointing that out, chat. Thank you for pointing that out. Updated the visual explosion and audio from killing shocked enemies with Impulse's Broken Heart. That already looks the coolest thing in the game. I'm terrified. Do you remember what happened to Herald of Ice? They completely ruined Herald of Ice until we screamed. I'm scared. It could be exciting, but I'm scared. Buffs that provide all three and with Impulsa, I don't know why, but Impulsa is the only thing where I enjoy getting performance issues. I don't know why, but whenever you hit a really big pack and your screen freezes, it feels so good. I don't know why. Maybe I'm alone here. It just feels so good when you're like, when you kill so many enemies that your screen freezes. It's a little bit enjoyable. I don't want that to be super smooth. It's just like, I don't know what it is. It feels weird. Same with Herald of Ice. It's like, click. Ah, it feels good. I'm not alone. That's good. Buffs that provide all 3 elemental exposure to nearby enemies, such as the Raider, Avatar of Fire, and the Archdemon Chronophobe, now only apply a single visual to affected enemies. Alright. The Stygian microtransactions of Fireball, Val Fireball, Firestorm, Frostblades, and Puncture now use the Stygian Ignite effect, and the Stygian microtransaction for Conk Path uses Stygian Holy Ignite. Microtransaction weapon effects now will be applied to shields. We plan on implementing the ability for supporter pack weapons to propagate from your main end to your shield in a later patch. That's cool. I've always wondered why we couldn't do that. That would be cool for some shields. The Templar has received audio dialogue for part 2 of Path of Exile. This is a buff. The Envoy no longer repeats himself once you've heard everything he has to say. I wish this was just an option, because I don't know. Sometimes the voice is kind of soothing. I like the voice. This is a nerf. Buff for most people. Added audio for poison ailment effects. Added 3D art and updated 2D art for alternate art divinarius. Updated the 2D art for Belly the Beast to be more red, because it is red. Interesting. Continue to incrementally improve sound, art, effects, and environments. Honestly, this is such a small thing that's in every patch note, but think about how much the game has changed since 2013, dude. It is wild. Okay, Act 1 changes. Who is excited? I think starting here is not the best idea, but I think already Act 1 is too hard, in my opinion. We have rebalanced various monsters throughout Act 1 to make them more dangerous. Note the balance changes made to Act 1 and monsters also apply to their endgame versions. Monster life has been increased by roughly 46% at level 1, tapering down to the same amount of life at level 84. Some bosses and monsters in Act 1, such as Hillock and Uzbek, has had their life reduced to partially counteract this change. It's gonna be an interesting gauntlet this league. Monster pack size has been buffed in later areas of Act 1 and reduced in the coast. If I run into like 4 monsters in the coast now... A new monster type named Prison Spider has been added to lower and upper prison and will one-shot the players upon contact. A new monster type will be called Prison Stalkers have been added to lower and upper. These are gonna one-shot, dude. I'm telling it, dude. I'm telling you, they're just gonna... Gone. Tar Zombie has been added to the ship graveyard and the ship graveyard cave. Kelp, Nimble, Coconut, and Spider Crabs and Squids have been added to the Cavern of Wrath. Parasitic Squid has been added to the Cavern of Anger. Birdus has taken time to renovate his arena. Oh no. And yes, I'll still be playing hardcore. SSF. And then loads of audio and visual effects. What does that mean, dude? Is there gonna be like traps in there or some shit? We have substantially reworked Path of Exile's flash system, promoting considered flash choices that incentivize interactive gameplay. In addition to adding new flash types and 2 current items that interact with flash, we've also balanced changes relating to flash for passive skills, ascendancy, etc. More information can be found in their respective sections. Base character evasion rating has been lowered to 15. It was previously 53. Characters no longer gain evasion rating per level. Interesting. Interesting. Game-wide poison now deals 50% more damage, taking 30% of the combined physical damage, up from 20. Nice. Nice. That's huge for anime weapon that's how they're doing it. That is really, really good. Anime weapon genuinely might work. I'm just thinking if I have a 6th gem. Yeah, I know enemies too. Means we need Chaos Rest. Consecrated Ground effect no longer grants 100% increased crit strike chance against enemies on Consecrated Ground. I think I'm actually gonna have chat on screen. Just so people in like watching on YouTube can see everyone's reaction. Skill Gem Balance added a new Arcane Gem tag. This applies to skills which care about the mana you have to spend for the purpose of a skill or a support. Arcane Cloak, Arcane Surge, Archmage, Mana Bond, Sigil Power, Stormbind now have this tag. Added a new Prismatic Gem tag. This applies to skills which pick a random element, avoiding choosing the same skill in a row. Elihate and Wild Strike now have this tag. Shield-related skill gems now display their crit and attack damage at the top. Alright, we are going to delve into skill gems and look at the buffs. Ancestral Protector got a buff of 40. Previously 144%. But what was base damage before? It doesn't say that, right? Ancestral Protector PoE. It just says how much the effectiveness went up by 36%. What's base damage before? Oh, both were 144 before. Wow. Wow. Isn't that insane? Ancestral Warchief, 166 base damage and effectiveness. So wait, that's an 80% buff basically. And this is 60. Dude, do you guys remember I said it would be really fucking cool if it was another Warchief League, since we haven't had that since Shaper came. Artillery Ballista is 44%, so 6% buff at level 20, and so it's a 12% buff. Bane, 28 to 42% more damage per curse applied. Nerfed. Interesting. Why was Bane nerfed? That was kind of strange. Huh. Read Prismatic again, it's huge. While Strike's fine usable with E. Yeah, because it'll alternate every time now. It's very good. Never really used Wild Strike. Barrage is buffed by 7% and more effective damage as well. Previously 48, so 6%. I feel like Barrage kind of died when they added Barrage support. Bloodlust now is 80% more AoE per per effective blade Vortex. 80% per blade. Trying to think how big that'll be then. But it's still blade Vortex. Like, who would play that? Because, like, I feel like the only reason Bloodlust is so good with the Blade Fall is because of the AoE overlap. And this is still just going to be one Blade Blast hitting again. Like, this is still pretty big, but it's like, I still don't see anyone using it. I mean, we're going to see videos of people doing it, but I don't think it's going to be amazing. No longer unnerves enemies on hit, so 10% damage loss there, and no longer has radius scaling with gem level. Base rate is a 14, previously 18. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, I definitely not Blade Vortex will see use. Deals 49% damage on Blade Flurry. Previously it was 45. Huge buff for Blade Flurry. Huge buff. It's the new meta. That was sarcastic. Sarcasm. Blade Storm, 150% from 120. This one's decent. Blade Storm, I'm surprised that's getting buffed. Blood Rage has a 12 life cost, previously 7. 29. Sure. Literally doesn't matter. Now is a base radius of 14. Like, the degen's still the same, right? It's just the initial cost. Or is this the degen? Oh, right. No, it's changed from mana to life. That makes sense. That makes more sense anyway. So it's just the initial cost, but that's fine. Wait, you can't use this as CI anymore. Oh, this is kind of bad. I use this a lot on CI builds. Can't do CI Blood Rage anymore. By the way, like, very old PoE, we do CI Blood Rage, and the degen would be Chaos, so it would negate it. This is very bad. I use this on a lot of builds. You cannot. Life. Just respec every time you enter a map. That would work. That's true. Now is a base radius of 14, previously 10, and 200% AoE. Okay. Body swap nerf. No, it won't let you kill yourself with a cost like that. There are some things. Blood Rage does kill you if it degens you to 0, but not from, like, casting it. Chain Hook, 169% base damage from 135. Charge Dash, 121 from 110. Can you use Ward for Blood Rage? No. I doubt it. Yeah, Chain Hook is very nice. Cleave, 213 from 170. Cleave, that sounds pretty reasonable now. What's the Cleave threshold gem again? Isn't it Fortify for free? Don't you get Fortify for free? And Fortify is still usable. Cleave looks pretty reasonable now. Cleave looks really good. Conk Path, 230 from 184. This looks really good too. I can see Consecrated Path totems. Is Consecrated Path a slam? I'm pretty sure it's a slam, right? If so, you can use it on totems. Like, Consecrated Path totem chieftain sounds huge. I think this is going to be a league starter. I think this is going to be a league starter. I'm 95% making Consecrated Path league starter. Like, that should be so strong on chieftain. Maybe not for, like, the newest players, you know, because, like, sometimes new players struggle a little bit with weapons. Like, for someone playing for the first time, but people playing as their second or third league should find that very easy. No, you know what? It should be pretty easy. I've done that so many times for new players, and they've good feedback. Cyclone got a 5% effective and base damage buff. Cyclone just feels good to use, dude, when it's strong. Dash has a cooldown time of 2.5 instead of 2, and cooldown recovery is nerfed from 57 to 19. For record, I really hate what they did to movement skills. They were like, hey, these already feel bad. Let's make everything feel bad. I really don't like what they did there. Because like they don't even like things like Whirling Blades. Like Whirling Blades, in my opinion, feels bad. Like not relative to the other ones. It just feels bad to use full stop. Full stop. Regardless of the others. I don't enjoy using Whirling Blades. Is the only skill that literally makes you feel like you have 200 ping. It's very strange. That's why I hated that it was so strong in BR. Weird delay. Discharge 62 to 186 lightning damage. So slightly lower on lightning, 200, but higher on minimum. And the cold damage, 99 to 148. So the endgame one got buffed by what, 150-ish? 130 to 150? Cool. Cold discharge. Frenzy discharge. Huh. Frenzy cast on crit discharge. Wonder how cool cast on crit's gonna be still. It's such a cool skill in the game. Dominating Blow, 238 base damage, 238 effective added damage. Dominating Blow with the other skill sounds spicy as all hell, dude. What's the other skill called? The new one. Dom Blow is a little clunky, but it is also very similar to the anime weapon effect. No, not Reaper. Well, it would work with that too, but Absolution. Dumb Blow Absolution, Dumb Blow Reaper. And stuff like that. Very, very interesting builds. Very, very interesting builds. The Slinger is destroyed, I think. Double Strike, 140% base damage up from 112. Never really enjoyed using Double Strike. I used it in 2013. Dread Batter, 1% fortify effect instead of 2. Dual Strike, 244 from 195 damage. See, Dual Strike I like more. Earthquake, 150. Really? Earthquake buff? I really don't want slams to be give this patch. And the Phantasmal is no longer full increases to spell damage applies. It's at 0 to 50% of their value. I think the Seismic Cry nerf is enough to make people not play it. Maybe. Hope you're right. Intimidate's pretty big though. Earth Shatter now deals 200% of base damage and has 200% effectiveness of added damage. I wonder how Warcries are gonna, like, I wonder how the, what do you call the things that the Warcries do again? Not Empower. Exert? I wonder how Exerted attacks are gonna work with totems now. Do they change that? Like, will they be able to use Exerts? Like, it shouldn't, right? They don't? Yeah, that's what I thought. Assuming they haven't changed to here. Earth Shatter now deals 200% of base damage and has 200% effectiveness from 160. Explosive Arrow. 5% more damage with its ailments from 3. Explosive Arrow really needs a bigger buff than that, my friends. Okay, let's look at the damage to Fire Burst. Grants Fire Burst on here. Level 20 Fire Burst is 1122 to 1683. That looks... Oh, effective damage down to 250. How big is that nerf? Is that like 50? 60%? But it should still be pretty doable. The problem with Fire Burst, especially for hardcore, is that it's not a defensive build. And it like... Yeah. Oh, first impact is more damage now. 57% overall nerf. Yeah. Wait, did they increase the cooldown too? Does that say anywhere? Oh, shit, you're right. 1.5-second cooldown. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it'll probably still be an okay build, but I mean, right now it's like the strongest build in the game. I don't think it's like fully dead. Gotta remember, it's pretty much the strongest skill right now. Also, we have to pause at some point for ads in like 30 minutes. I'll just pause so no one misses anything. Firestorm buff. 250 to 375. Previously 207 to 311. 5% more effective damage, and the first impact cut 75% more damage. Yeah, it starts in 30 Certos. I really want Firestorm to be amazing. Like, I really do. Because it looks so cool. It's just such a cool looking skill. But they're buffing it. That's good. Flame Dash got destroyed. 3.5-second cooldown and 19% CDR instead from 47 and higher cast time, which doesn't matter for most things. Flame Wall, secondary debuff, nerfed 7.2 instead of 8.7 and lost like 300 at gem level 20. But that still looks very doable. And Flame Wall was bonkers. Yeah, I'm still using Flame Dash too. It's just sad. Flame Wall still looks incredibly strong. Flame Blast has 130% more spell damage for each stage. That's big. Very big. Previously 110. I hope Flame Blast will be good enough to use now. But like, more spell damage. Doesn't affect the ignites. Well, I guess it will, but... yeah. Well, Flame Blast one-shot ignite bosses? Yeah, I hope so. Flame Blast, it's like a pizza thing. It looks very cool. It's a very cool build. Flicker Strike, buffed by like 50% effective base damage. Awesome, I love Flicker Strike. Focus has a base cooldown of 8, previously 12, and skill's cooldown can no longer recover during its effect. Well, the base being down to 8 is good. And then you can lower it still. I mean, Focus is still really strong. Just so few people use it. Blade Frost. Frost Blades is being buffed by like 35% on both. General's Cry. Supporter skills now deal 45 to 36 less damage instead of 45 to 30. Pretty small nerf, but I mean, a lot of other things got buffed in damage to compensate. Yeah, General's Cry with Absolution, I think it's going to be so strong, dude. So strong. Glacial Hammer, 269 base damage and 269 effective added damage. There's no way this is an accident. They were probably going to buff it. Like, maybe their math said, like, 265 or 260 would be good. And someone was like, can we make it 269? Nice. General's Cry will not work with Absolution? How come? What have I missed? Does it not work? Oh shit, I thought it was the same as down below. Hmm. I mean, if we can find another way to cast it. Anyway, we'll keep looking. We can use both somehow. Ground Slam, 188 from 150. Heavy Strike, 313 from 250. Hex Blast no longer has 25% less area damage. Dude, I feel like Hex Blast is one of the weirdest skills in PoE because, like, numerically, it looks so amazing, and everyone I've ever heard play it has been like, it's trash. It's like, it's really good, but it's trash. It feels horrible to play. I feel like I know so few people that enjoy Hex Blast. It was clunky, yeah. Ice Storm, granted by the Whispering Ice Unique, 3 to 5 damage per 10 instead of 2 to 4. Really needs double that. But hey. Inferno Blow, 166 base damage from 133. Really? Wow, they didn't stretch another 3%. I'm disappointed. Oh, I missed Ice Crush. So sorry. 350 from 280. Wow, Ice Crush is going to be super meta. Wasn't Ice Crush completely busted last league? I feel like I've seen so many people killing the Ferret in like a second and a half. Ice Crush totems are going to be insane. Wow. That's big. 25% more damage. That was one-shotting Cyrus? Yeah. Remember, support gem nerfs? Sure, but everything gets that. Not everything is getting buffed. Lacerate, 154 instead of 123. Lancing Steel, 106 instead of 85. I always forget what Lancing Steel what steel skill I like. I like the one that's very long. I don't know. What's the shotgun one called and what's the long one called? Is Lancing Steel the shotgun one? Lancing is the long one. Shotgun is Shattering. Oh, I like the Shattering one. No, wait. I like the Lancing one. Whatever, the long one. Lancing is Longbow. Okay, I like Lancing. Okay, cool. Excellent. Leapy Slam, 150 instead of 120. Dude, I'm so bad with names. Lightning Arrow no longer has 10 to 29 ink. Dude, Leap Slam totems are going to be lit. Lightning Arrow no longer has 10 to 29 increased effect, and now shocks enemies as though dealing 100, but up to 290 at gem level 20 instead of 195. Wow. That's actually pretty great. 130 base attack damage, and up to 20% buff, basically. No, 8. Yeah, 20. Math is hard. And more effective added damage as well. Excellent. Lightning Spire Trap, which they just nuked from orbit, is now getting buffed again. Even at low levels, 15 to 46. We used to always use this while racing to kill bosses. And then they nerfed it because we were racing too fast. I don't know. I'm surprised they did that. Are you going to read patch notes? Uh, 207 to 622 at level 20. Previously 166 to 497. Wow, that's actually a pretty big buff. Lightning Strike now deals 225 base damage and has 225 effectiveness of added damage at gem level 20. Previously 180. Huh. Lightning Tendies. Stronger pulses now deal 100% more damage with hits and ailments. Previously 50. Dude, I really want Tendy totems to be a thing. I really want Tendy totems. Tendy totems is just so cool. It doesn't even matter if they're that strong. They just need to be like playable. I would totally play Tendy totems over a stronger skill as long as it's like, it can kill things. You know? Tendy totems. What's not to love? And like the thumbnail for the video can be me like eating like a Tendy totem. Tendy totems, dude. Just sounds good. Molten Strike. 185 from 148. Perforate. 213 from 170. Dude, I like never used Perforate. Reape. Reap can now be supported by triggered spells. Well, that's nice. Well, that's nice. Reeve, 225 base damage from 180. Rolling Magma, 230 from 185. Seismic Cry has been removed from the game. Seismic Trap, 65 to 98. Wow. Wow, that's a big buff even low level. 853 to 1280. Dude, I think Seismic Trap is going to be super meta, especially for bossing. Seismic Trap is probably going to be literally like top 5. Like, I feel like that was already strong. This looks insane for bossing. Maybe I'll do a Trapper as my first build. I haven't done that in a long time, but it's so strong. Shattering Steel, that's the shotgun one, I think. 159 from 127. Charge with your shield, now has the physical tag. Level 20 damage is 320 to 525. Previously 190 to 284. 4 to 6 damage to gem level 20. What in percentage is that buff? Is Tempura here? We need Tempura to let us know. Like, he plays this every league already. Tempura. Tempura, are you here? We need to know. How not shit is it gonna be now? Where are you? Let's see if he's in the viewer list. Comes out to about a lot percent. Well, he already plays it. You know, I haven't fucking played it once. Damn, he's not here. Alright. 60% damage. Jesus. I mean, that might be good. Dude, I've played Shield Charge before. It's fun. Yeah, you can have shield charge in the 6th thing. I've done that before. It was really strong. One patch before. Shock Nova, the ring no longer deals 50% less damage. Shock Nova should be huge. Maybe Shock Nova totems would be cool. Sigil of Power. No longer has 10% mana cost if your seals while in area. Wow, Archmage really got fucked. Replaced like everything with shields, money key. Archmage got actually dumpstered. Like, Archmage literally got taken up to the farm, didn't even get a pat, and then just got shot in the face. Like, Archmage genuinely looks dead to me. It genuinely looks dead to me. I am not an Archmage aficionado. Has Rise commented on it? Has he said it's dead? Has Rise said it's dead? Because it looks dead to me. Yeah, he cried. Because, like, right now, it looks like you're going to need, like, 3 mirrors to play Archmage. To me. But I think it's very easy to, like, overreact to nerfs. Like, there's been so many times in PoE history. So many times where it looked like it's fine and it wasn't. So many times where it looked like it wasn't fine and it was. You just never know till you try it. Sometimes, something you wasn't expecting to be dumpstered got taken out back and shot. Alex build is probably still fine. A one-shot Cortex? Sure, but that's very, very expensive. Soul Rend 494 to 741 at level 20. Like 20% buff? 30? 20? 30? Math is hard for me. 2143 from 1943. Do you know Soul Rend Spellslinger might unironically be even stronger now? I wonder how bad Spellslinger is gonna feel, dude. I wonder how bad it's gonna feel. Like, Spellslinger really got fucked. Smite 273 base damage from 218. Smoke Mine has been removed from the game, except for skips. Spark 2 to 29 lightning damage. Okay, 70 to 1326. Decent buff. Didn't they buff something else with Spark? What was it? They said something about Spark. Wasn't there something else they said? What else did they buff with or change with Spark? Didn't they say they were gonna, like, give it 50% more damage early? They said 40% more at level 1? Wait, does this count as 40% more damage? From 1 to 2? I'll check it later, Bobby. Less area of Spark. That is 40%. Math checks out. Right. I guess in my head when I read that, this isn't what I expected. With the damage effectiveness, it might. Okay, I hope it's better early on. Lost Spark might be good for dumpstering on bosses. Spark now deals more damage and has reduced growth. This results in dealing approximately more for... Oh, right. So including everything. 40% more damage. 10% more damage at gem level 20 and less beyond that. Cool. Okay, well, it might be decent with the way it works now. Especially with Lost Spark early. Spectral Shield Throw default behavior has been reworked to be more similar to Divide and Conquer, which has also been reworked. It no longer double hits against single targets in general. Now requires character level 28 to use the gem level instead of level 12. Fires 3 additional projectiles instead of 13. Primary projectile now chains 3 times. Additional chains apply primary and secondary projectiles. Shard projectiles now deal 50% less damage instead of 75. 58. Wait, okay, let's look at the endgame one. 399 to 599 from 200 to 301. And at gem level 20, it's 6 to 8 at gem level 20 instead of 3 to 4. That's more than double damage. Wow. Do. Captain America strolls in. Fuck, I need a Captain America shield. Wait, can you buy? Like, I'm thinking I'm gonna make a Spectral Shield Throw Guide already. Shop. Let's see. Wait, Captain America Shield. Wait, hold on. Can you order a Captain America Shield? Right, we're gonna buy that. I do have a shield. Now has an attack speed of 110 base, 210 base damage from 168. Attack speed of 110. Split arrow. I think that attack speed is gonna feel good, just like that being the base. 210 from 168. Split arrow is pretty good anyway. I wonder if split arrow with corrupting blood might just be even better now. Splitting steel, 14 dex to use a gem level 4 instead of 14 strength. 68 strength and 98 dex to use a gem level 20. Yay. Static strike. 188 effectiveness instead of 150. Do you know, I don't think I've ever used static strike. That's the one that's like kind of similar to Herald of Thunder, right? Or am I mixing? It's like you hit something and then you start having a buff around you that zaps things. I don't think I've ever used that. Ish, yeah? I've never used that skill. Never used it. Storm Burst. Base radius increased faster, up to 4 instead of 2. Storm Call. 21 to 40 instead of 21 to 38. And at the end game, 640 to 1188. Do you know, I've never felt like damage was the biggest problem of Storm Call. It just feels very weird to use. It needs to be faster. It just needs to be faster. Chaos and Flame Golem has an arrow range of 50. What was it before? Like, this seems like a pointless patch note. How many people in chat know what the old one was? Is this more or less? What does that mean? This means nothing to me. Is that more or less? It was 40 before? Okay, so it's a buff. Summon the Harbinger of Time. Granted from Torrent's Reclamation. Aura now provides 10% action speed. Previously 20. 20. Wow. Damn. That's such a cool belt, though. It's like, I don't know, like, there's so, I feel like the game really struggles from chase items. I think they really, honestly, have a huge chase item problem. I honestly feel like I need to make a video just addressing chase items in Path of Exile. I think it's wild. I think it's wild. Very strange. Very, very strange. Place to A, yeah. Very, very strange. Summon Stone Golem. Roll is now 50% faster. Increase the distance has to be in order to use the roll skill. I could feel bad. Sunder. Up quite a bit from 275 to 220. Or from 220. Can you explain what's wrong with them? There are very few chase items left. We have very little to chase for. That's why so many people quit the last league. Sweep. Dude, Rise must be happy about this. Mr. Sunderboy. Sweep 281 from 225. Number of targets has been increased to 100. Previously 30. Okay, cool. Isn't that new skill just going to replace Sweep anyway? Yes? Is there no change to SRS? No. There was not. There was not. So a lot of skill changes. I actually feel like the meta is gonna be quite different. I think it's gonna be quite different. Tectonic Slam 180 from 220. Wow. Is this real? Refresh the Tectonic Slam? Oh, okay, cool. I was like, that seemed weird. 275 from 220. 275 from 220. I was like, that makes no sense. Why would Tectonic Slam get nerfed? Let's see. Golems are also changed. Wait, I don't see anything about golems. Wait, what changed with golems? Wait. Just aggro? No, wait, that was here before. Stone golem? What are you guys talking about? What? Nothing changed. Whirling Blades 150 instead of 120. Wild Strike 231 instead of 185. You can no longer choose the element to attack twice in a row. So you can use it with EE from the start without jewels. That's really big. Val Ancestral Warchief 154% of base damage instead of 123. 109 base damage on Val Cyclone. Previously 99. 10%. Val Double Strike now has a maximum of 8 summon doubled at once. Who saw that coming? Now deals 41% effective damage instead of 33. The boys are nerfed. Only 8. There are only 8 of them now. While Earthquake 106 instead of 85. I mean, Val Double Strike's great. Really, really good. While Earthquake 106 instead of 85. While Flame Blast 140 instead of 120. While Glacial Hammer 250 instead of 200. Wait, what the fuck does Vol Glacial Hammer do? Did they change that? The last time I had that skill equipped on my character, it made a frost wall thing around me. What the fuck does it do now? Ice Circle Wall? Wait, but that does damage? It kills you? Yeah, I'm so confused. What's... Does it hit and then make the wall? I'm so confused. I didn't know that it did damage. I guess. I thought it was just the circle. The initial hit does? Right. I had no idea. I thought it was just a circle. Ball Ground Slam. 375 base damage instead of 400. No longer always stuns. 25% reduced enemy stun threshold. RIP! It was nice. Everybody used that on bosses. That was so cool technology, though. I don't think that was a good change. That was so cool technology for advanced players. That was so cool. But I mean, I saw that coming. Probably a good thing. Val Lightning Strike 163 instead of 130. Val Reeve 313 instead of 250. Even on a Reeve build though, I don't want to spam Val Reeve. Val Spectral Throw no longer fires 8 additional projectiles. No longer fires projectiles in a circle, and it fires 8 projectiles in each of 2 mirrored spirals. Stores up to 1 use, previously 3. Now throws several spectral copies of your melee weapon. They fly out and then return to you, and a spinning attack that does damage. No longer fires projectiles in a circle. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I guess you're in the middle of the 8 sign. Added cold damage. Quality on anomalous No longer run supported heals of 0 to 10 attack speed. And supported heals of 0 to 10% chance to freeze. Added fire. 130 cost and nerfed by damage as well. Not a lot. Small nerf to damage and increased cost. Added fire was kind of bad before though. Dude, I really want to say about like anomalous gems or alt quality gems, that was one of the coolest and best things they ever added to the game, and then they just completely dumpstered it and made it very unfun. That was such a cool thing in Heist. I'm very, very sad like with what they did with that. That was so good for the game. Awaken added fire 130 instead of 120, and quality grants 0 to 10 instead of 0 to 20, and supported heals are 40 to 44%. So an awaken added fire is now as good as old added fire, but with more cost. I barely ever used that. I barely ever used added fire because it was so trash. No, because it was previously 25 to 44, and now this is 44 at level 5. The level 20 old added fire. It's the same. He gives +1 gem level on level 5. Yay. Poggers. 5% nerf is small. If they said 16 to 5 link damage, yeah. Additional accuracy 120% instead of 100. Advanced traps 130 instead of 120. Ancestral call quality no longer supports heals. Have attack speed instead grants skills deal 0 to 10 melee damage. Whatever. Awaken ancestral call now deal 1 to 5% more damage instead of less. Okay. Quality no longer grants supported skills. Have attack speed or extra targets for supported skills. Can be found further away. It now grants supported skills to 0 to 10% melee damage. Wow, but this was so good for it. Wow. They're like... This is very weird, dude. I don't like so many of the gem changes. A lot of these gem changes are terrible, in my opinion. Arcane Surge. They buff changes all sources, such as one from Harbinger of the Arcane. Buff no longer grants cast speed. And now grants 30 to 58% mana regen instead of % of mana regen per second. Can now support triggered skills. The point is to remove build diversity? No, I mean, I don't necessarily think build diversity is going to be terrible this thing, but a lot of these changes I think are really bad. I think build diversity, I've already seen like so many new builds that look interesting and fun. That's not necessarily the problem, but some of these changes are very weird. Very weird. Area of effect. Quality on the anomalous area of effect support no longer grants 0 to 10 increased attack and cast. It now grants 0 to 10 area of effect and supported skills 0 to 20 reduced damage. Okay. Quality on divergent area of effect now grants supported skills of 0 to 5 in KW instead of 0 to 10. Archmage is removed. Oh yeah, I skipped reading it. Supported skills now have added lightning damage equal to 60% of mana cost. If mana cost is not higher than the maximum you could spend, previously 70 to 108. It's not even worth reading this. Supported skills now have base mana cost of 5% if the value is higher, previously 6. Can now support triggered skills. Can no longer support arcane skills. Quality on anomalous Archmage support now grants support skills lose added lightning damage equal to 0.40. Wait, support skills lose? Oh. Huh? Oh. I mean, this is cool. This is a cool thing. But, you know, like... like that is cool. But the rest of it isn't. Yeah, Archmage is kind of fucked. I'm gonna go to the toilet real quick because ads are gonna start, and then I'd rather not have anyone miss anything. I'll be right back. Go get a drink or something. Yeah, the cold damage stuff is cool. He's going to cry. I don't mind. But yeah, I'll be right back. Right. Area of effect. Wait, I already read that, right? Because I accidentally skipped Archmage initially. To be fair, I think my face just suffers from Archmage blindness. Why Icelandic shield though? I love Iceland. I don't know, it was like the one they had. Aranova, 160 multiplier instead of 140. Dude, they're really going hard on the multiplier. It's gonna be like, 60 is probably gonna feel quite punishing. Yeah, it's a very large hit to attack speed. They're slowing down the game a lot. It's gonna be very brutal. Awaken Aranova, 160 instead of 140. Quality. Support skills of 0 to 20. No longer. Oh, it's projectile damage instead of speed. Wow, they are removing attack speed everywhere. Yeah, 6 things are gonna be so expensive. Like, it's gonna be so. Like, mana is such a problem in Path of Exile. Such a problem. They're. Okay. I will say that we like never really know how things are gonna feel until we try them. Like, I'll always be the first to admit that, but a lot of these changes look garbage in my opinion. Like the gem changes. I'm excited for a lot of the other stuff, and I love what they're doing to Flask and stuff. A lot of the gem changes look kind of garbage. In my opinion. Just make the ED guide. Supported heals now deal 42 to 36% less damage. Previously 42 to 33. Just like attack speed's gone. Increased mana everywhere. Barrage 160 instead of 150. Quality no longer on supported heals have attack speed. Projectile damage instead. Awaken Blasphemy no longer gets +1 level of supported skill gems from quality and gets +1 level supported at level 5. Level 5. Dude, level 5 takes forever. Hey, JP. How you doing? Thanks, dude. Blast Chain Mine, 50% cost and restoration multiplier. Previously 30. Do you guys remember the time where you would reserve 90% of your mana with auras and you would keep like 10, maybe 5% to cast things? Do you guys remember that? That's gone. I think you're gonna have to keep like 30%. Do you remember when we used Spellslinger, guys? Do you guys remember Spellslinger? Ah. To be fair, aside from the fact that I don't like a lot of these changes, I'm already, my brain is like, I want to try this build, I want to try that build, I want to try Reaper, or whatever it's called, Reaver, whatever the new summon. Blast Chain Mine, crazy. And less damage. Now deals 40 to 33% less damage. Wow. Blind, 120 restoration. The blind support gem? As in blinding enemies? Wait, blind as in blind? Like the 0 damage multiplier? Are they missing a line where they change it to make it like cool and... Shouldn't it like be at least... Or shouldn't it be at least like blind has like 20% more damage or something? I've only ever used blind on triggered skills. Weird. Bloodlust, 150 instead of 125. 25 to 39, more melee fizz instead of 40 to 59. Now those triggers cost more mana, yeah. Bloodthirst, 150 instead of 130. Supported attacks now deal 0 to 9 more damage instead of 10 to 19. Anomalous blood support no longer grants attack speed, it now grants accuracy when on low life. Bone Chill, 140. Gotta be expensive to cast skills. Here, do you know what this patch accomplishes? No one's gonna bitch about getting a 6-thing anymore. People are gonna be bitching when they get a 6-thing now. It's like, fuck, dude! We're running out of mana! Fuck this! I'm going back to a 5-link, bro! Fuck this shit! 140. No longer has enemies chilled take increased damage over time. Or enemies in chilling areas take cool damage over time. What? Wait. Wait. I know I'm supposed to be an expert here. What am I missing? Wait, no. Does it just... No. Is kill? It still has something else, right? It still has something else, right? It doesn't just have 5 to 14 cold damage. What else does it have? Yes, for hits? Yeah, but that's not the main thing we used it for. Yeah, it still has the chill effect thing, I guess. That's so dead. It chilled out. Ah! I'm here all day. Brutality, 150 cost instead of 130, and 25 to 39 more physical damage. Awaken Brutality, quality no longer grants Overwhelm, and 40 to 44. Awaken Brutality is 44. I'm sweating. The game is dead? Nah. I think it'll feel quite bad, but we'll get used to it, I guess. I mean, we used to be slower than this. Burning damage now has 140 costs from 120. 20 to 34 more base damage or more burning damage. At least we won't care about 6 sinking. Awaken burning damage is 35 to 39. No longer grants 0 to 10 fire damage over time multiplier. Wait, what does it give instead? Does it give like increased fire damage or something? Maybe quality does nothing in Awaken burning. You quality it and it just like puts a smiley face there. It just smiles at you. It's like, see ya, fusings. Smile. Oh, fuck, dude. Cast on critical strike. Supported skills now deal 20 to 29 more spell damage. Awaken cast on crit 30 to 32. Fuck. Cast on death has a 0% cost and restoration multiplier. Well, that's good. Cast on damage taken has 250%. Do you know what really bothers me? Is that this is a drop only gem that is quite rare and it's a 3% improvement. I think it was completely okay for Awakened gems to be strong because it's so important to have chase items. It has CDR? Yeah. You're right. But so many of the Awakened gems we've seen should be stronger. They should be stronger. The CDR is great. Yes, I realize the CDR is huge. But so many of the Awakened gems we've seen now are way less chase. Way less chase. Cyrus farming dead? No, Cyrus is still gonna be... Like, no one ever... I don't know why... You're the second person I've seen see that, but who the fuck farms Cyrus for Awakened gems? Everything he drops is amazing. Everything he drops is amazing. Cast on channeling. Supported skills no longer deal more damage. Quality on anomalous one no longer grants attack speed. It goes skill effect duration instead. Yeah, the helmet's really good. I used the helmet on so many builds. Lol, last factor. Wow, this is long note patches. That's a lot here. Chain is 160. Didn't chain used to be 160 at one point before? Quality no longer grants projectile speed. Anything with speed in it, they're just like... With anything with speed is gone, dude. Supported skills have chaining range. Oh, the anomalous chain has increased projectile speed. Chaining range is nice though. Awakened chain 160 instead of 150, and the same changes 10 to 6 less damage instead of 19 to 10. Chance to bleed 140 instead of 110. Supported attacks now deal 0 to 19 more damage with bleeding. Previously 10 to 29. Okay. Close combat 150 from 140. Supported skills 25 to 39. Wow. Down from 40 to 59. Combat rush now runs 20% more attack speed to travel skills that are not supported by close combat. Previously was 20 to 24. Cold penetration. I like penetration. Support skills now penetrate 20 to 34 instead of 18 to 37. Awaken cold pen 35 to 39. And some like slightly less or half the increase. That one didn't get hit as hard. 3% nerf. Cold to fire 130 from 110. Combustion 140 from 120. Dude, Spellslinger is literally mega dead. Spellslinger is super mega dead. They could put Spellslinger, they could unnerf Spellslinger. They could unnerf Spellslinger and it would still be dead. Like they could put it back. Spellslinger literally looks super dead. Spellslinger actually looks super dead. Poet's pen is back. Haha. Oh no. Oh no. Conk effect 150. Did I read combustion? No, I didn't. 25 chance to ignite. Wait, this seems to like, I don't know if this is just me, but this seems like they seem like they wanted to like buff more interesting mechanics, but like combustion is quite interesting in that you can build ignite with it. It wasn't just a damage support gem, but they nerfed, I would rather they nerfed the damage and left quite high chance to ignite so that you can get 100% chance to ignite. That was a weird change. That's way of an over nerf on combustion. That didn't deserve that. It was already a low damage support. I think I'm going to have to be very desperate to use this for 19% more damage and 25% chance to ignite at a 140 multiplier. Conk effect 150 from 140. Supported heals deal 25 to 39. It's not too bad. $150 instead of $130 on control destruction. Now causes spells to deal 25%, 39 instead of 44 at the end game. Now causes support heals to have 80% less critical strike chance. 80% less. Do you know what? Do you know why I like this change? Does anyone know the only reason why I like this change? Every single crit build that I make a guide for and put control destruction in it, everyone is like, why are you using control destruction on a crit build? Now I don't have to explain that anymore. I don't have to explain that ever again. It's great for me. That's a change, all right. Holy fuck. It's a buff to builds that don't use crit. Yeah, it's really good if you're an elemental overload build. It's a huge buff actually, because now you can use it early on as well. Thank you. So if you have 5%, if you have a 5% base crit, if you have 5% base crit, you still have 1% crit? How does that work? That's still gonna be hard to use. That's still gonna be hard to use though on EO. But you can trigger EO with other things. It's gonna have to go back to triggering EO with other things. We used to do that. Man, that is rough. A lot of this is rough. Awaken control destruction. 40 to 44. Supporters heals have 80% less crit chance, and quality smiley face. Quality is the smiley face. Cruelty, 150% cost and restoration multiplier. Previously 130. Supporters heals 0 to 19% effect. From 10 to 20. Support heals 15 to 24% more damage with hits. Previously 20 to 29. And cruelty is max 40 instead of 50. Culling Strike. 120 restoration. No longer runs attack speed and cast speed. It now runs supporters heals to increase damage. Damage on full life. 140 cost multiplier instead of 130. Support attacks heals to 20 to 34 instead of 30 to 49. Let's see. Deadly ailments. 150 from 130. Deal 30 to 44 more damage instead of 45 to 64. Supported skills now deal 80% less damage with hits. Did they add a 0 by accident here? Is this supposed to be 8? Previously 10? It's good for Reflect? That's true. That's true. It's really good for Reflect. Because if you use this, you can't kill yourself because you won't do enough damage. Quinn's gonna love that. Dude, what the fuck? So wait, the mana cost goes to 150. The damage is nerfed to oblivion. This just looks like a... This just looks like a bad thing. Like, why would I put this in... Why would I... You aren't supposed to use it to scale hits? There's so many things that use the hit to scale the fucking dot. So many things used to say the hit. Half of the fucking dot builds use the hit to scale it. Wait, Ignite still does, doesn't it? Not anymore? Even Ignite? Ignite PoE. See, they changed this game too much. Ignite doesn't. The dot is scaled with base fire damage off the hit. Oh, right. Yeah, it won't affect the base. You're right. I'm terrible at math. It's a good thing I became a streamer. It's a good thing I became a streamer, chat. Right. Awakened Deadly Ailments, 150, 130. No longer has damaging ailments. Deal damage faster. It's just gone. 40 to 44% more damage. Previously 65 to 69. Nice. 80% less damage. You're gonna use 100% per cast with Archmage. Wait. That has to be wrong, right? There's a typo. It's a typo, right? Wait, I'm gonna refresh. I'm gonna refresh. That's a typo, guys. Wait, how much are there? Oh my god. Oh my god. No, it was a typo. 45 to 49. It was a typo. I was right. I was right. I was like, that didn't seem right. Told you it was? Yeah. Say you're sorry, chat. With an angry face. Sorry, rage. Efficacy, 140 instead of 130. No longer has supported heals, deal 10 to 20 more spell damage. This is just the dot and the duration. The ED is looking real good about now. Because it still has damage over time, right? Hold on. PoE efficacy. Dude, I wish they had, like, I wish you could hover and it would show. So 24% damage over time and 16% skill effect duration. Well, 15 to 24. Pretty much, Devin Nash. Pretty much. How you doing, dude? Elemental Army is 10 to 19 more damage. Elemental damage is 20 to 34. Awaken Ellie, 35 to 39. Ellie Focus, 20 to 34. Woo! Yeah, ED Contagion looks very alive. Looks one of the most alive. Supported skills on Awaken Ellie Focus is 35 to 39. Ellie Pen is 14 to 28. Surprised that didn't get a bigger nerf. Prolif is 120 and Power is 140. 40. Is there really no essence drain in here? Really isn't. There really isn't essence drain in here. Endurance charge up in mana cost. Energy leech up in mana cost. And damage nerf on both. And Hans up in mana cost by 5%. Faster attacks up by 5%. I'm surprised that only got 5. Projectiles that fire faster. Up in mana cost. Quality doesn't do attack speed anymore. And Divergent no longer grants projectile speed. It doesn't... Wait, am I reading it wrong, or does it not say what Divergent Faster Projectiles does now? Or did it do 2 things? Yes, true. That man is right. Schnoop said Empower is legit now. Yeah, Empower is actually... Empower level 4 is probably best in slot for nearly everything. That's true. Fire penetration. Barely got nerfed. Awaken fire pen. Barely got nerfed. Warfist. 115 instead of 120. Boosted Zams now deals 70 to 98 instead of 148. Fork, 140. Awaken Fork, 140. Fortify, 140. It got slammed, yeah. It got fisted pretty hard. I had Seismic Cryo Fist of War, but it doesn't do anything. Supported skills deal 10 to 19 more melee damage, previously 20 to 34. Quality on the anomalous one. It's duration. Excellent. We love some duration. Generosity. An Awakened Generosity. Guns +1 level at level 5. Love getting gems to level 5, dude. That's fine, actually. Honestly, it in the slew of all the bad changes, I actually think every Awakened gem should probably only be really powerful at level 5. Because that is then a nice chase thing. That I actually think is good. I don't like most of this shit, but the Awakened gems should probably be very strong at level 5 and not strong at level 1. It takes so long, though. Yeah, but that's a good thing to push for. GMP 160 instead of 165. No longer has attack speed. 0% projectile damage. Same for Awaken. Greater Spell Echo 160. 30% more spell damage per repeat instead of 35. Okay. Greater Volley 160 to 165. Awaken Hex Touch. Not that bad. Could have been worse. Hex Touch is 140 mana multiplier. Awaken Hex Touch. No longer... Oh, Hex is applied of... Oh, right. No longer can do Hexproof. Now rounds Hex is applied have a 10 to 18% chance. Oh. And increased curse duration. No longer ground supported skills can apply an additional curse. Why the fuck would I care about Awaken Hex Touch? Why would anyone pay for it? Why? Hex Proyof? Poggers. Very poggers. Actually, 1C gem, dude. High Impact Mine. Now it's 50% cost of restoration, previously 30. Supported skills deal 35 to 28. Maybe you can just roll over Hexproof maps. High Impact Mine, 50% instead of 30. Support skills deal 35 to 28 less damage. Fuck, dude, this is rough. These are some rough notes. These are hard. Hypothermia now deals 140 instead of 120. Supporters heals have 20% effective chill. 39% no longer has on both of those. 39% more. Wait, what? No longer deals 30. Supporters heals now deal 20 to 29 more damage with hits and ailments against shield enemies. Previously 20 to 39. Right. Supporters heals have 20% chance to freeze enemies. Damn, that's fucked. That's fucked for Vortex. Killed Cold Dot. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Empower actually best gem. That's cool though. I like that. My Instacker. Ignite Prolif, 140 to 130. 15 to 24 damage for the Ignite instead of 39. Immolate. Barely got touched. Cool. Impale. Supporters heals have a 60% chance to impale. Previously 40. 0 to 28% increased impale effect. No longer has supporters heals deal 15% of fist damage. No longer has impale damage dealt to enemies. Wow. I want to... Somebody at some point find me a clip of Don the Crown reading these. Jesus. Jesus. Increased crit damage. Mana up. Supported... quality now grants supporters heals deal 0 to 10%. I mean, this one gets a big buff. 138 crit multi. It's so weird that they buffed this because this isn't really an interesting way to build, right? They said they were gonna buff or not nerf things that had interesting. Like, I wouldn't have been outraged if they just left it 103. This is just a straight up damage gem, so it's very weird. Crit strikes, 130 restoration. Supporter skills now have 60 to 117 crit chance and 2% base crit at all levels. Infused, 15 to 24. No longer has totems, can't gain infusion, but can no longer support skills used by totems. Oh. Oh, damn. Okay. Inspiration, 120 cost multiplier. Supporter skills deal 3 to 5 more elemental damage per inspiration charge. We have 5 inspiration charges, right? So it's 25% more damage? Fuck. Intensify, 10 to 14 more area damage. 30 to 49. Okay. Iron Grip. Dude, you know, it's actually going to feel a lot like... You could simulate what this is going to feel like by take one of your existing characters and play with level 1 gems. Pretty much. And use the level 6 mana flask. Play with level 1 gems and use the level 6 mana flask. New Ed level 20 is worse than level 1 in the current patch. Fuck, dude. Less duration, 140 cost instead of 120. Quality no longer supports 0 to 10 attack speed and it grants increased duration of ailments. LMP, I'm surprised the mana is not changed. Quality no longer grants supported skills of attack speed or cast speed. It's projectile damage. Lesser poison is now chance to poison and has 140 cost. Penetration, got a nerf. Same as the others, same as the others. Life gain on hit, mana cost, mana cost. Life tap now is 300% cost. Wow. Supporter heals do 10 to 19% more damage and spending a total 70 more for gaining life tap. Maim up by 30, 25. Supporter heals deal 19 instead of 30. And enemies take 4% less damage. Melee Fizz grants supporter heals of 10% less attack speed, otherwise unchanged. Awaken melee physical damage. No longer grants Intimidate on hit. Honestly, I hate the gem changes. I straight up hate it. So much of this. Again, might feel different when we play it. Maybe I'll somehow turn around and love it. But fuck me, dude. This is the opposite of all the changes I would like. So much of the other stuff they're doing is great, but so much of these gem changes feel... fuck. Like, the game struggles so much for chase items. So much. All the awakened gems and alt quality gems got fucked. Awakened melee splash. 0 to 10 AoE. Minefield, 150 instead of 120. Minion damage, 150 instead of 130. 39 more damage, but also supported heals for 25 less life. Gauntlet with these gem changes? Dude, yeah. I do want reduced damage. I don't want the fucking awakened gems to be completely dumpstered in like the way that they work. I want lower damage. That's fine. The lower damage is fine. I don't like the gem multipliers on mana, and I don't like a lot of the cool interactions going away. Same with like, I've never wanted a nerf to awaken gems, or no, Sirius isn't worthless to do now. And same with like the alt quality gems. I said the same thing last patch. They should have completely butchered Aura Stacker so that they could have kept alt quality gems cool. Give people a reason to do heist, and they're like one of the best things they added to the game. The damage is fine. Like, that's going to be rough, but I think that's good for the game. I don't think all the other ones are, and I don't think the insane nerfs to Awaken Gems are good. I am completely fine with Awaken Gems being strong. It's important to have chase in a game like this. Aura Stacker should not exist in the game. At all. Because it's causing so many problems. With other things getting nerfed that could be cool for other people. Awaken minion damage, 0 to 10. Oh, quality now grants 0 to 10 damage instead of 0 to 20. 40 to 44 damage, and 25% less life. It's just a line I watch me sing. Minion life, 120. Minion speed, 120. Multiple traps, 150. Multi-strike, 30 to 20 less attack speed, 20 to 10. Can now support melee totem skills. Yeah, the less life is really bad for SRS. Still might be worth using in SRS, but we'll see. Multi-strike, 30 to 20 less attack damage, previously 20 to 10. Yeah, literally level 1 multi-strike. Quality no longer grants support heals to 0 to 10 attack speed. First repeat is 22% more damage, 44, 66 more damage. Supported heals now deal 25% less attack damage, previously 10. Right? See, like, Awaken will strike. I mean, it was nice that it's a super chase thing, but that was like so much stronger than all the other ones. But, I mean. Nightblade, 150 from 140. Now has elusive, also grants 100 to 130. Crit multi. From 80 to 99. 38% increased effect. Yeah, Nightblade buff. Onslaught, increased cost, Fizz to Lightning, and Pierce, and Pinpoint. Pinpoint nerfed by 10% damage per hit, per intensity. Jesus. Poison, renamed to Critical Strike Affliction support, and now has 140 cost, and no longer grants supported skills 20 to 39 more damage with Poison, or supported skills have 60% chance to poison. Now grants supported skills have 55 to 83 damage over time multiplier from ailments from critical strikes. I wonder if I can do animate weapon critical poison. But I can't really do minion crit on hardcore. So you need to fucking... Yeah. And power is a chase item now. Power charge on critical. 130. Predator. 150. 6 to 12 more damage from 15 to 25. Pulverize. 35 to 49 more melee damage. 40 to 59. So 10% nerf. Very small nerf for a skill that is also so interesting. This feels like very different from what they saw. Like, Pulverize is... It's a very interesting thing, right? It's not just raw damage. But it has 49% raw damage. That's so much. That's so weird. I'm not going to talk about it. They'll nerf it more. Rage, 140 from 130. It has less attack speed though. I mean, that's fine. It's such a good gem. 140 cost from 110. Ruthless is 98 instead of 132. Only supports melee and strike and slam skills. Previously supported non-channeling melee attack skills. Jesus. And attack speed removed from quality. Second Wind. 200 cost and restoration multiplier. Previously 125. Where were you when Second Wind was kill? 24% reduced cooldown recovery at level 1. Previously 5. Increased up to 5% reduced at level 20. Previously 24% increased. Jesus. Shockwave increased. Slower projectiles increased. And less damage. Less damage here. Can now support minion skill gems. For Absolution, maybe? This could be huge for Spectres. Awaken Spell Cascade. Quality no longer supports 30 to 26 less AoE instead of 18 to 16, and 30 to 28 less damage instead of 25 to 21. Okay then. Spell Echo up by 20%. Nerfed by 16% more cast speed. SRS Spell Cascade. I don't think that'll do anything. Yeah, Awaken Spell Cascade might be chased for minions. Awaken Spell Echo. No longer grants cast speed. 59 more cast speed. 20% less damage. Final Repeat has a 15% chance to deal double damage. Same as level 1 before. Yeah, the new spell might work on it. 24 less damage instead of 26. This seems to like they want to do totems. This really does feel a bit like a totem league with all the new mana changes. Because on a totem, at least, yeah, like each totem is going to cost mana, but you put it down and it's casting. Wait. Will the casts cost... They won't, right? The cast won't cost mana with the new changes. Right? Like Spellslinger and... Wait, I'm not going to like speak that idea into the world. Shh, shh. Delete them on. Why would they? Why would Spellslinger? Say nothing. Stop. We'll stop talking. They'll find out. Fuck. No. Don't do it, Chris. Fuck. If I refresh now, it's going to say totems now consider or use your mana while casting. Summon Phantasm, up by mana. Swift Affliction. Yeah, look, we've gone past Spellslinger. There is no Spellslinger here. Sad face. They really, I can't believe they're not buffing Spellslinger with these changes, dude. The mana is so fucked. You can 3-link Spellslinger now. Swift Affliction, 150 from 125. 30 to 34 from 44. 25% less duration. And 0 to 5. Oh, and yeah, no longer runs attacking cast speed. Another smiley face quality. Awakened. No longer runs dot multi. And 5% more damage over time less. 25% less. Now runs 25% less duration. Oh, instead of reduced. Damn. Wow. Less. Dices. Damn. Holy shit. They really don't like Awakened gems. No rage power. Swift Brand, 150 to 110, or from 110. 30 to 44 activation frequency, less detached duration, chases. 10% more on trap and mine, 10%. It's a rough patch with the mana, dude. Do you know, I've never really liked cost that much in any game, to be honest. Like, skill usage cost. Never, hey Kisa. Never really loved that a lot in any game. I never really liked mana management, I guess. That's why I love the old leech on boots. Slap it on, go map. Never enjoyed it. In any game. I didn't like it in the last epoch either. It's never... I don't care. I don't want to manage my mana. Alternatives, cooldowns. I guess you're right. 10% less trap throwing speed. Previously reduced. Jesus. Less. Trinity, 150 instead of 140. Trinity now deals 3% more for lowest instead of 5. So it's the same as level 1 Trinity. And then now Penetrate, 8 to 16. Previously 10 to 20. Okay. It's not too bad on Trinity. And no longer grants attack and cast speed. Trinity's not too bad. Unbound, 140 from 110. Big damage nerf. And more effect. Increased effect. Any buffs there? Not really. Awaken unbound ailments. 20 to 22 damage instead of 38. That's literally like a level 1 now is almost half of a level 5-1 before. Holy shit, dude. More increased effect. Jesus. And Liash. Fortis heals 30 to 21 less damage. Okay. Awaken Unleash. 20 to 18 less damage. Fuck, dude. Urgent Orders up in mana versus Projectiles up in mana. 10% nerf and everything. Awaken Vicious. 10% nerf on everything. Woo! Vile Toxins. 150 from 120. 10 to 19 damage previously from 30 to 49. Oh. Okay. Wow. 5% more damage with hits for each poison on the enemy. Up to 5 to 8. Previously 6 to 9. Poison deals 50% more damage though. Yep, I know. This is why poison deals 50% more damage. This is... Do you know what we're going to call this? We're going to call this Copium League. We're going to call it Copium League. This is fine. Void Manipulation. 20 to 34. No longer has supported Steel Steel. 25% reduced elemental damage. Do you know what's going to be so funny? That I just realized, because it doesn't matter what you play right now, because in our brains we're always going to be comparing to last league, and we're not going to be able to compare to other skills at the same time. So you're going to be like, hey, poison feels like shit. That's okay. Ignite feels like shit. Specters feel like shit. Totems feel like shit. Everything feels like shit. Everything sucks. Like, you're not gonna have any baseline to compare to for the first day. So you're just gonna have everything feels like shit the first day. You're gonna have people reporting in. Cock is broken. Essence Drain is great. 96% are playing Essence Drain. Fuck, dude. Oh my god. It's gonna be a rough one. Woo! Whew. No longer has supported steals deal 25% reduced elemental damage, and now supported steals deal no elemental. Okay. It's good for some builds, I guess. Honestly, I don't even feel like damage is the worst. I feel like the mana is the worst. I think that'll actively feel bad. The damage I can get behind. No one has actually did early damage use void minute. I've done that a few times. I feel like the damage isn't the worst. I feel like the mana is. Like, I think the mana will genuinely feel bad. I think the mana will genuinely feel bad. Have you used mana melee and build it does other damage? I'm pretty sure I have. Maybe not. Mana on hit, I guess. Yeah, I'll go casting Contagion. Awakened Void Manip. No longer has the same thing. 35, 39 damage. Alright, we're through the gems. It's really nice. You can block off his... Yeah, I guess you're right, Ember. I guess you're right. We made it through. That wasn't that bad, was it, chat? Give me the emote. You know what emote. That wasn't too bad, was it? It's not done? It really sucks because I genuinely feel like some like big changes are needed, but I think this is gonna feel so dog shit still. I'm like mentally preparing me for everything to feel like dog shit. Literally, mentally. Like, I don't want everything to turn into D3, but I think this is gonna feel like dog shit. I'm terrified. Welcome to Tarkov. Thanks. I'm almost level 40. A new Asylum cluster has been added to the northwest of the Templar starting location. Asylum grants 10% reduced effective curses, 10% effective consecrated ground, and 20% reduced effective curses while on consecrated ground. Do you know, I'm like barely reading at this point. I am so tired and sweaty from going through the flash changes. All those mana things really stress me out, dude. Why don't you trust GGG's? Because sometimes they fuck everything up, sometimes they don't. I always wait and see. I always wait and see. Like, in practice. They do stupid nerfs sometimes. Oh my god, dude. Here, click on. Oh my god. Could this chase off a lot of players? Yeah? Yeah? It might feel okay. I don't know. I'm terrified. Careful Conservation Cluster has been added to the northeast of Ranger starting location. They grant 10% reduced fast charges used, classified 5% effect, and 20% increased charges if you've dealt a crit strike recently. Huh. The thing is, big changes like this... Okay, so here's my take on it. Here's how I feel. Really, really huge changes on this. I would rather see a huge, massive change on the PoE 4.0 patch. Or 3.0? Was it? Is it? No, it is 4.0. I would way rather see huge, huge game-breaking changes like this on PoE 2. Because I think then I'd be more mentally prepared. Because on PoE 2, I won't be directly comparing to the league before. But on this league, I will. On this league, I'm going to be thinking, wow, I am weaker than in 3.14. Whereas in PoE 2, I would not be doing that. I'd be mentally prepared for a huge pullback in the slowdown. And that, I think, is okay. I think that is needed. I think 90 or 80% of the player base thinks that's needed. Because you can't just make things go faster. That's fine. Everybody gets that. Everybody gets that you can't just go faster and faster and more casual. But I was not mentally prepared for this skull fucking. Like, on the mana, like, I think the mana is going to feel so bad. The damage stuff, I'm mostly okay with. The mana, woo! I think that's going to feel so bad, dude. Natural Remedies cluster is being added to the southeast. 20% fast duration, fast applied of 10% effect, and remove maim and hinder. That's nice. I don't really feel like I get maimed or hindered a lot. I don't feel like we're overreacting. The attack and minion damage small passives near the Templar starting location. 10% attack damage. They now run 10% fizz instead. Adamant notable. No longer grants regen. Grants bleeding. Remove bleeding when you use a guard skill. And remove corrupting blood when you use a guard skill. Okay. Forces of Nature no longer grants damage with weapons. Penetrate 6%. And now grants attack damage penetrates 6%. Damn. Primeval Force no longer grants damage with weapons. Its attack damage penetrates. Command of Elements notable no longer grants damage with weapons. Penetrate 4% resists. It now grants attack damage penetrates 4% of ally resists. Vitality Extraction has been renamed Cannibalistic Rite. No longer grants 1% fast charge every 3 seconds. Small passives no longer grants 15% life recovery. And now grants 16% increased damage with heals that cost life. Previously 12%. Strength of Blood Keystone, to be more accurate, now states life recovery from leech is not applied. Instead, recovery from life leech is not applied. This is purely a description change. This wall of text hurts to read. Yeah, they should have spaced it a little bit. It's very uncomfortable to read for me. Primal Spirit no longer grants 20% mana regen. It now grants fast applied to you of 10% increased effect. Essence Instruction. Mana flask gains 1 charge. Oh, no longer grants mana flask gain 1 charge every 3 seconds. 20% fast charge is gained instead of 15. Profane Chemistry is no longer 8% effect. And it's now life flask gain 1 charge every 3 seconds. No free flask charges. No. Arcane Chemistry is no longer 10% reduced. Or flasks applied have increased effect. It now grants mana flask gain 1 charge every 3 seconds. And 30% mana recovery from flasks. Command of Steel no longer grants 1% damage per 1% chance to block. It now grants 5% increased attack damage per 5% chance to block attack damage. F? This was my favorite thing to anoint. The Forceful Skewering notable now is Impale. Damage dealt to enemies impaled by you or overwhelmed 25. Previously 10. The minor passive no longer has Impale damage dealt overwhelm. Swift Skewering, Impale damage dealt to enemies overwhelm 15, previously 10. The Dynamo, recover 10%, previously 20. Jesus, poor Archmage, dude. Literally got like shot in the face. Fucking Lapua round. The second small passive in Rampart no longer has fortified duration. It adds attack damage. Pog? A buff? The small passive is the small passive in Steadfast is now a smiley face instead of 5% fortify effect. The small passive in Steadfast that granted 10% is also a smiley face. And 20% armor instead. I mean, okay, to be fair, genuinely this might all be good for build diversity. Right? I genuinely think that we might actually see a fair amount of build diversity. I think everything might feel pretty bad, but Copium? I mean, I think everything's gonna feel like shit now. Yeah, maybe you're right. But the thing is, like, at least ED is pretty balanced, where we see most people really struggle with it on bosses because the damage is so low. Still have a shit ton of people playing it, though. Yeah, you're right. 70% will be ED. You're right. You're right, chat. Oh my god. I'm gonna go take a 3-minute break. I've never been so tired from patch notes. It's like this fucked with my mental. Don't cry, sis, dude. I'm exhausted. I'm sweaty and exhausted. Do you think anyone noticed if I just re-upload Essence Strain Guide? And we just have Scrya do like text-to-speech with like, hey, Zizaran here with another 3.15 build guide for Essence Strain. I'll be right back. Enjoy some ads. This right here, rating 3.15, Depression League. D2 buying season just gonna get wild. See, okay, so I've seen some people are saying, oh, this is pushing me to play D2, but that's a weird one. That I don't disagree with. I fully believe, and I don't think a lot of these changes will be very fun, but this was crying? No. But D2 is like 20 to 30 times slower than PoE. So if you don't like that PoE is getting slower, saying, oh, I'm gonna play D2, that is a weird one. That is a weird one. That is a weird one. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying you're gonna play D2, but don't say it's because PoE is getting slower. Right, let's look at the Ascendancy changes. Ascendancy balance. Hierophant, Illuminated Devotion no longer has immunity to elemental ailments. Now has 50% reduced effect of non-damaging elements on you while you have Arcane Surge. Huh. Wait, that's not as bad as I thought. Wait. So we have something. Wait. Can I just get 100% reduced effect? And then as long as I'm not cursed? Oh wait, that's Hierophant. Oh my god. Inquisitor no longer has... Fuck's sake, dude. For fuck's sake, dude. My boy! No longer calls the Consecrated God to gain anything nice. Okay, no, it's still strong, but Christ, dude. Fuck, man. My boy! I love Inquisitor. Inquisitor's always been my favorite. Slayer. Headsman is now called Bane of Legends. And Bane of Legends is now called Headsman. Why? Question mark? Who the fuck gives a shit what it's called and why did you change it? Okay, anyway. Champion. The small passive prior to Unstoppable Hero no longer has Fortify effect and they have attack damage instead. Pathfinder. Master Alchemist no longer has immunity to elemental damage during Frost effect. No longer has 40%. No longer has 40% increased elemental damage during Flask effect, and now removes elemental ailments when you use a flask. Okay. Thanks. Master Toxicist. Now has poisons you inflict during flask effects. Have a 20% chance to deal 100% more damage, previously 30. Raider. Avatar of the Veil is 50% chance instead of immune now. No longer grants 50% increased onslaught effect, and the small passives no longer grant 4% movement. It's 10% LE damage instead. Oh my god, are these all the Ascendancy changes? Monk of Christ. Assassin, Dumpstered no longer has 30% dot multi or increased poison for each poison you've inflicted. Oh, it's now capped up to a maximum of 100. It was uncapped before. Now has poisons you inflict with critical strikes deal 25% more damage instead of 50. But 50% more poison damage. Elementalist has been removed from the game. Liege of the Primordial no longer grants 25% increased effect buff of Golems or 25% granted by your Golems per summon Golem, and now is 100% increased effect of buffs granted by your Golems. To be fair, at least this change is good early on. And for low investment. It's just bad for like investment. Good for SSF somehow. Yeah, it's good unless you have the amulet. I guess it frees up your amulet. Assassin got deleted. Well, I mean, you did get poisoned. Does 50% more damage now. But yes, pretty bad. Ellie Mancer no longer has 35% chance to avoid elemental elements per summon Golem. How does it make sense that the Elementalist is not a master of the elements? How does that make sense? Ascendant Inquisitor no longer has immunity. Now its effects of Conquerand linger for 4 seconds. Pantheon Balance. You will upgrade no longer has 5% reduced cold damage. It has reduced effective curses. That's really good. I feel like there's very few things in these patch notes where I've said that's really good. Have we noticed that? Upgraded Soul of Relicash Pantheon power no longer grants. Cannot be blinded and he cannot be maimed. Now grants corrupted blood. Cannot be inflicted on if you have at least 5. That one's good. Upgrade Jidge. How did you typo the third one? Upgrade Jidge. Soul of Karakan. Pantheon power no longer has 6% movement speed. Now grants cannot be blinded and you cannot be maimed. I still never really liked Pantheons. It's like always an annoying thing in my opinion. Oh my god, there's so much stuff left. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have food sitting next to me. I wanted to eat after this. You can no longer obtain level 21, 23 quality gems outside of Incursion Temple and specific divination cards. You can no longer obtain level 21, 23 quality gems outside of the Incursion Temple and specific divination cards. Chests or rewards that previously would have given level 21, 23, now instead give level 21, 20. Okay. At least we can still get 21, 20. I don't know. I thought they were exciting to be able to drop. You can no longer obtain level 2 and higher versions of Empower and Enlighten Enhance from League rewards. Level 4 versions can still be obtained from Corruption and specific divination cards. They are like systematically destroying the entire chase in the game. Like, that is what I'm really against. I would have been so happy with all the damage nerfs. I honestly think the damage nerfs are needed. They're fine. I think the mana nerfs are so bad. And I think destroying all the chase items in the game. I was so burnt out on last patch. And I'm still hoping that there is something in here about reverting drops. Next one, what's the next one? Catalysts no longer affect the chances of rolling related modifiers on jewelry through crafting and quality, and quality on jewelry is no longer removed when crafting with specific currency. Skipped it? Oh, sorry, level 4. Wait, what did I skip? Level 4 versions can still be obtained by corruptions. I didn't skip anything. Oh, is the next one after that? Plus one renamed to Fugitive. 13 to 17. Wait, what? What did I miss? But like, yeah, no, that I don't like. Well. Do you know what? I'm okay either way on that. This is both good and bad. I like and don't like it. So I quite liked being able to invest into something and then exalting and having a big chance for hitting like 20% life recovery. But it's going to be quite nice not worrying about losing your catalyst quality. Why do you need chase overpowered items? Well, for me, chase items is the main reason to play the game. That's how I enjoy the game. I enjoy having something to chase, something to look forward to. The node before catalysts? Yeah, I just read that. That's what I was just bitching about. We were just bitching about this. I didn't miss it. Fugitive Boots, buffed. Amethyst Ring, buffed. Sorrow, Atonement, and Penitive Mask have 10 to 15% increased effect to Fortify instead of 20 to 25. That's fine. Veiled modifiers are no longer considered crafted. Veiled Chaos Orbs can no longer be used to obtain multiple Veileds. Those two are fine. Tier 4 Ashling Craftbench that rewarded to add the Veiled modifier now removes a random modifier. This is dog shit in my opinion. The Abyss Jewel Suffix modifier that granted a chance to gain Onslaught for 4 seconds on kill can no longer roll. To be fair, this was a lot of power. Do you know what we're going to be ascending now? The Axe node. Unless it's gone too. We're going to be anointing the Axe node. It's like 3 Azure and gives you onslaught on kill. Like, I'm going to anoint that on fucking everything, dude. Can we delete the VOD? They might, like, they genuinely might nerf it. They genuinely might nerf that. Fuck. Unhear that. GGG, if you were listening, stop. Don't nerf it. The Veiled modifier that causes you to trigger now has a 250% cost and restoration multiplier. Okay. Modifier on items that trigger a skill have a 100% cost and restoration multiplier unless stated otherwise. Synthesis modifiers that can reduce fast charges can no longer roll. Synthesis and ballistics increase fortify effect can no longer roll. Influence and essence modifiers on weapons can now roll up to 38% increase the pale effect on two-handed instead of 22. 25% increase the impale effect on one-handed instead of 15. The lancing modifier on abyssals, I just feel numb, can now roll 5 to 6% increased impale effect, previously 5. Yay! The impale chance influence modifier on gloves now run 20% chance to impale instead of 15. Maven version's been updated. Added a new suffix modifier to regular jewels, granting 5 to 7% chance to impale. Damage over time, multiplier prefix, or modifiers on weapons are no suffix modifiers. Can no longer roll as prefixes. This includes veiled and crafted. This is a buff, especially for ED. Dual attribute, veiled, and crafted modifiers can no longer be rolled with other modifiers that grant flat amounts of attributes of the same type. Blessing of God Divination card has been temporarily disabled. The Abyss Jewel modifier that grants 30% accuracy. No longer roll. Veiled modifier that grants increased effect of Fortify while focus grants 50 instead of 120. They disabled Elrond Jewelry. Yeah, that's really bad. Like, that's why I think Mana's gonna feel so bad this patch. So bad. Veiled craft that increased Fortify while focus is 70 to 80 or 90. Oh no, 25 to 30 to 35. Jesus. Crusader Influence can no longer roll increased effect to Fortify. Essence of Horror can no longer run okay, it's now 15 to 25 for chance crush on hit. Shaper Influence Ring that grants reduced effect of curse have been increased to match the values. For Crusader Rings, they can be upgraded with the Divine Orb. The highest tier of Shaper Influence boots that grant chance to avoid elemental ailments has been lowered to 22 to 25. Lower tiers of Maven versions have been lowered accordingly. The Veiled Body Armor that grants 35 to 45 avoid is now 25 to 30. Avoid elements can be crafted on boots and shield instead of glove and helmet. The values have been lowered from 25 to 16 to 18. Labyrinth Booth enchants that increase mana regen if you cast a spell now runs 15, 25 to 35. The modifier that granted increased poison damage and support gems are supported by poison can no longer roll. Modifiers that granted targeted gems are supported by poison will now be supported by critical strike affliction. Quicksilver now uses 30 out of 60 instead of 20 out of 50. Diamond Flask is now 100% crit chance instead of lucky. Ruby, Sapphire, and Topaz 5 seconds instead of 4. They now consume 20 out of 50. Quartz is now 6% dodge. Quartz still best friend. Like, Quartz is still fine at least because of phasing. They don't get stuck on monsters. Granite now grants 1,500 armor. Previously 3,000. Do you know Granite has gone all the way down from 10,000 armor to 1.5? Jade is 1.5. Previously 3,000. Still gonna use Granite early. I mean, I still used it with Acrobatics. Probably wouldn't use it with Acrobatics anymore though. Battle Flask is now 20% more armor and taunts. Now lasts 5 seconds instead of 4.5. Silver Flask is 4 seconds instead of 5. Level 40 to use. Sulfur Flask now runs 5 seconds. 40 out of 60 charges instead of 20 out of 60. Amethyst Flask buffed by a second. 35 out of 65 charges. Yes, because it always feels amazing when our flasks don't have 2 charges. Skipped Stibnite. I'm sorry, my brain is off, dude. Stibnite no longer grants 100% increased evasion. It grants 20% more, so it's better at the end game, but worse early. Bismuth, 5.5. 15 charges out of 40. Aquamarine is 20%, 40% reduced effective freeze. Well, Aquamarine looks more usable than I thought. When I saw Aquamarine, I thought of Megalol, but the fact that you can still move while frozen with it, that's pretty okay. Chill ground radius is 28 instead of 16. I generally might use Aquamarine. The Enduring Flask no longer 30% reduced duration, 66% reduced amount recovered. This is fine, probably, for most of the builds I'm going to be playing. I don't know after the mana changes. Fuck, dude. The Dowsing Flask no longer grants immunity to Ignite. It now grants immunity to Ignite for 1 second if used while ignited. Not even for the flask duration. Heat, same thing. Grounding. It now grants immunity to Shock while used while shocked. Same with all of them. Experimenter Flask Prefix now runs 25 to 30 increased duration. Surgeons can roll on Diamond. 15 to 20 on Chemist. Ample, 15 to 25. Iron Skin is 40 to 60. Of course it is. Reflex is the same. Adrenaline is 6 to 8. Veiled Craft for crit chance is 40 to 60 instead of 60 to 80. And the Veil with chance to avoid being stunned. And movement speed no longer grants movement speed. I'm just gonna sit here for 30 seconds. I'm very tired. Read the staunching. It's the same as the other ones. I said they were all the same. It's the same as the other ones. It only grants it for 1 second. No, it isn't. No longer grants immunity to bleeding during flask effect or removes bleeding corrupted blood on use. It now grants immunity to bleed for 1 second if used while bleeding and removes corrupting blood when used. Removes corrupting blood when used. I guess it doesn't give it for 1 second. It's gonna feel really bad for like tanky rares that have corrupting blood. It's gonna take really, really bad. What? It grants immunity to bleed for 1 second if used while bleeding. You're immune to bleed for 1 second while bleeding. It now grants immunity to bleed for 1 second while bleeding, but not on corrupting blood. It doesn't remove the bleeding though. If you're immune to bleed, it removes the bleeding. Surely. Copium. Surely. Right, chat? Surely. Surely. Oh no. What if it doesn't? Surely. I'm so fucking excited for the league. me, me too. I'm not. I'm terrified. Are you okay? I'm very much not okay. The Hate Force unique gloves no longer affect volatile attacks skills used by traps and mines. They no ineffect spell skills used by yourself. Yeah, you can't get them anymore. Mjolnir no longer has 100% increased spell damage if triggered. Now runs 80 to 100% lightning damage instead of 30 to 40. These changes affect all versions. They will need to use a divine orb to obtain the new values. Socketed lightning spells now have 0% cost. They have no cost. Okay. Well, Mjolnir's going to be OP. I mean, it lost some damage, though. Wait. No, it didn't. It just got buffed, sort of. Well, I mean, it'll be good, hopefully. No mana issues, I'm sold. Yeah, literally. The modifier on Militant Faith that grants 1% reduced cost of skills per devotion can no longer roll. They didn't miss anything. They really, like, hollowed it out. This is like watching somebody, like, carve out a pumpkin for Halloween. Wear the pumpkin. Existing items with this modifier rather replaced with a modifier that grants 1% reduced per 10 devotion. Modifier on Tremorage Authority, that was fun, and granted socketed Val skills, 1 additional use, can no longer roll. Existing items have been replaced with socketed Val skills of a 20%. Oh, great. Awesome. You don't even get legacy versions. The Divide and Conquer unique jewel has been renamed Seething Fury and has been reworked. It no longer changed the behavior. It instead grants 0.2 offhand crit strike based on how much energy shield is on the shield, 4% offhand crit multi per shield, and granting 10 to 15 attack damage while holding a shield. Change on all versions of the item, though you will need to use a Divine Orb to obtain the new values. Asylum now has the socket trigger skill. Both heal gems are 40% less instead of 33. Brutal Restraint can no longer alter passives to grant 8% flask effect. 25% chance to gain Alchemist's Genius on flask use. Okay. Perfidy now grants 2 random banner buffs. This does not apply to existing ones. Lethal Pride is 5% fortify effect, up from 10 or down from 10. No. Please don't nerf it. Very extra spite uniquening has a radius which can spread elements to other enemies of 20 units, previously 25. I've been chasing this for 9 months on SSF. I found it last league on Trade League. I have not found it for 9 months on SSF. I've been chasing it for 9 months. I've been spamming Plateau. I've only gotten 1 of the div card each time. Every league I've chased it, I only got 1 div card. I never got 2. And now it's nerfed. It's still decent. Yeah, but it was so fun before. It was fun on your finger. Pledge of Hands, unique worst now has 50% increased maximum mana. Previously 100. Oh, we are the pumpkin. The Facebreaker unique glove, 600 to 800, is now 600 to 18 more physical damage with unarmed melee attacks. Doriani's Fist is 150. Oh, with lightning damage to unarmed melee hits instead of unarmed attacks. Rigwell's Curse, 7% crit is now just all for like the new concoction thing. These are all like, doesn't really matter. Martial Artistry, passive skills, also down 1% attack speed is now 1% unarmed attack speed with melee skills. Roomies has 8 to 12 block chance instead of 14 to 20 and 4 to 6 instead of 6 to 10. Lion's Roar, a 7 to 10 more damage. Bottle Faith no longer has 1 to 2 crit chance. It now has 100 to 150 critical strike chance against enemies on consecrated ground. Oh my god. They are systematically destroying every chase item from the game. Just take... Fuck, dude. Still has 10% damage taken. Yeah, that's great. That is still good. I'll still use it. 1 to 2 crit chance was huge. At Zeri's Promise, 5 to 8% fist damage is extra chaos. Previously 15 to 20. 5 to 8. Previously 10 to 15. The Dying Sun unique fast, 10 to 20 increased area effect. 15 to 25. Sorry, I died. Fuck. 10 to 20. Existing items can be updated. Cinder Swallow now spawns with either 1 to 3 life when you kill an enemy, 1 to 3 mana when you kill an enemy, or 1 to 3 energy shield when you kill an enemy. We only get 1 out of 3? Yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't finish reading Dying Sun. The Dying Sun unique fast now is 10 to 20 in KoE, 125 to 150 fast charges used from fucking minus 10 to 10, and now it's 40 to 60 reduced duration. Dude, Cinder Swallow is kill. Yeah, it's just Swallow now. Not allowed to have mana regen and life regen. Wait, isn't Trickster broken now though? Trickster has like... Trickster didn't get changed, right? The Swallow. You can have the Cinder or you can have the Swallow. You can't have both. Delete the mod. Shit, yeah. Don't tell them. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. Also, I'm like starting Saboteur. Isn't Saboteur ailment immune? Literally, isn't Saboteur ailment immune? I'm 100% Lee starting. Not freeze? Shock and ignite? Yeah, but I can get a Dream Fragments. I can find a Dream Fragments and go Saboteur and I'm ailment immune. Okay, never mind. Okay, hold on. I'm deleting the mod real quick. Never mind. You never mind. Yeah, you want Dream Fragment. Dream Fragment? Literally 10x right now. Dream Fragment? Literally. You guys see this thing? Wait, hold on. Yeah, you guys see this thing? Literally 30x. Literally 30x. Where was I? Oh my god, there's so much. I just want to eat at this point. Taste of Hate, 10 to 15 damage instead of 20. 10 to 15 fizz instead of 15 to 20. Wise Oak, now is duration. During fast effects, 6% reduced damage instead of 10. And penetrates 5 to 8 instead of 10 to 15. Vessel of Vinktar. Vessel of Vinktar is up to 150 increased charges used. Lightning Notice spells now adds 10. 55 to 65 instead of 110 to 130. That's good. I was like, I haven't used Vinktar for around a year or two, and I was almost considering using it, but never mind. I was gonna use it. I would have used it, but never mind. Thank you for making the choice easy. 130 to 65. The variant can be penetration is 6% instead of 10. Witchfire Brew that nobody was using anyway no longer has 25 to 40% increased damage over time. Has minus 10 to 10% increased charges used. It's Witchfire Brew. It's the water bottle. It just curses with despair. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, but this is also another good thing though, because before people were using Witchfire Brew before on builds that shouldn't be using them. Because before in 3.14, the only build you should have used Witchfire Brew on was you should only have used them on Plague Bearer builds, and they're kind of unchanged for that. So it's actually not that bad. It's just hilarious because people were using them before. Fireburst? Oh, I guess. Wait, what would you? No, you wouldn't use it on Fireburst. Like, the problem with Witchfire Brew is that it was like the same damage as the Sulfur Flask, And the Blasphemy aura is so small. They are always better to curse on hit anyway. Like, you should never have used it. I was using it on ED. It's bad on ED. That's why I say in my guide not to use it. Oh, dude. Hold on. I want to see how many replies Reddit has. I want to see. 2,000. Bet they're mostly positive. Oh, Christ, dude. Correlated signature no longer grants duration or grants perfect agony, and now has you take damage, more damage, 10 times more than before, and grants poisons you inflict with crit strikes have 30 dot multi. Rotka. Have they buffed it maybe? No longer has 10 to 30 movement speed or charges use. Now gain onslaught for 3 seconds per frenzy instead of 2. 30 to 50 flash duration. Still shit. Soulcatcher. Soulcatcher as well skills have 60 to 80 crit chance instead of 80 to 120. They do 60 to 80 increased damage instead of 120. And Val skills, 10% reduced soul gain prevention instead of 40. Jesus. Garrus Determination, now 60 to 8%, 80% reduced duration. I mean, this should have been buffed. Like, nobody uses this shit anymore. Since, like, 2015. Forbidden Taste. Oh, it's 25% of max life taken as chaos damage. Jesus. The Divination Display now is 20 to 30 rarity. Previously 40 to 60. I fully thought this was going to change to the new flask. That gold flask. I fully thought this was going to be a gold flask now instead of sulfur. 8 to 12 increased quantity instead of 12 to 18. I think that's a weird thing not to do. Blood of the Corée, unique flask is 50% life recovered instead of 100. Jodorous Elixir removes 80% max energy shield on use instead of 20. Costs you to take 50% maximum life, previously 10. Okay, maybe that's a buff for jousts. I don't even know. Overflowing, like they found people were using them for weird builds and then, I don't know. The Overflowing Chalice no longer has 10 to 20 increased duration, 40 to 60. $50 to 100 increased charges gained by other flask during flask effect instead of 100. Cluster Jewel, Atlas, and then bug fixes that I might skip. Someone read through bug fixes for me and see if I can skip them. Oh, dude. Oh my god. I really don't like these notes. I really don't like these notes. Eat some food, grab some ads. Nah, I think we can get through all of them before ads play. Cluster Jewel Balance, Alchemist Genius, 10% flask effect instead of 20. Numbing Elixir. I feel like I've drank a Numbing Elixir. Is this what's good, Lexley? No. The Numbing Elixir is 40% reduced curse effect. And 40% reduced effect of non-damaging ailments. The Winter Commander notable. No longer has 4% increased movement speed. It's 8% increased evasion. The Winter Prowler notable, no longer on 6% increased movement speed. It grants 10% life recovery. Darting movement is 3% movement instead of 5. Cold Conduction no longer grants enemies chilled by your hits or shocked, or enemies shocked. Now grants 25% increased effect of lightning elements against chilled enemies. Wow, this is dog shit. This was such a cool interaction. Holy shit, dude. This was such a cool interaction. Part of what made your game special. Why would you remove this out of all things, dude? Fuck. The Hollow Palm now runs 40% more attack speed with melee skills. 40 to 20 per 10 dex is now 14 to 20. Right, that's just the reward. Right. And then 20% nerf. Yeah. Role playing ED? Yeah, maybe. Oh, right. It's only melee now. You're right. Wait. What? It's always been melee. Attack physical damage. Oh, melee. Oh, you could have used it with range before? I've never used Holopalm. It's so hard to get life on it on hardcore. I don't care. Sad for people that liked it though. The fasting notable 10% move speed is now 20. Distilled perfection now runs 10% fast effect from 20. Pink vigor 20 life recovery instead of 30. Liquid inspiration 20 mana recovery from 30. Brand loyalty 20% attachment range. Oh, no longer grants that. It now grants enemies take 3% damage for each of your brands attached to them. Previously 4. Oh, so that's just gone. Jesus. Holy Conquest, 10% cast with brand skills, or 5% movement speed. Grand Design no longer grants 10% cast speed, and now grants 20% brand damage. Alien Form, notable, is 15% chance to avoid ailments, previously 30. Hemorrhage, now I'm hemorrhaging. Grants 10% damage over time multiplier. From critical strikes. Exposure therapy is 5% instead of 8. Brush with death 5% instead of 10. Wasting affliction 5% faster instead of 10. Circling oblivion 15% instead of 25. Tempered arrowhead 6%. Disease vector 6%. Eye of the storm 10% instead of 20. Cooked alive -5 instead of 10. I see a theme here. Blowback 8% instead of 15. Cold blooded 5% instead of 8. Fuck, dude. I feel like I'm literally getting shot repeatedly and it's not stopping. Deep Chill 5 instead of 10. Spell skills 5 instead of 10. And 5 cast speed instead of 8. Fuck, dude. Adverse Inspiration no longer runs 8% dot multi. Runs 20 increased chaos damage. Wound aggravation 5% dot multi is 10 instead of 10. Vivid Hues 12% instead of... It now runs 20% bleed. 20% increased bleed. Vivid Hues no longer... I read that already. Ren notable is 5% dot multi from 12. 20% bleed duration instead of 30. Compound injury 35% increased instead of 50. Blood Artist 6% instead of 14. 6% instead of 14. Monster changes. Act bosses throughout the campaign now drop fewer but significantly better items. They said that before. To be fair, Kitava dropped quite a lot of items before. I don't feel like anything else did. Kitava dropped a lot. Nothing else did. Rebalance the ailment threshold for monsters, reducing this particularly through particularly tough endgame bosses. Game-wide poison deals 50% more damage. Al has been and his snakes deal less poison damage with their skills to counteract the game-wide buff. It's gonna bug out and one-shot us. Puncture base damage has been buffed by approximately 20% and bleeding damage by approximately 25%. Improved audio and dialogue for various boss stealth fights. Map tiers and location have been shuffled, though the pin locations for map have not been changed. Most are now initially found at a different tier. Well, that's good. The areas inhabited by Abomination can no longer roll on invitations as it didn't actually do anything. The Harbinger bosses for Diplomatic Escort is now spawn far fewer monsters. They have more threatening skills to compensate. Sauna mods, please be beyond on here somewhere. At least Link give us something. Fortune favors the bold. Abyss, Anarchy, Domination, Nemesis, Metamorph, Ritual, and Delirium and Metamorph. Awesome, no beyond. Cool. Fuck. Non-damaging elemental ailments applied to you or your enemies now display their effect. The tooltip in the skill bar and character panel. Righteous Fire now display damage per second. Added support for stash tab affinities to highest locker and the new expedition locker. Once an affinity has been set up at a locker, control clicking an applicable item for the inventory will always send it directly to the locker, regardless of which one you have open. Yay, that's good. Felt like if that was the first thing I read, this would have given me joy. Added 4 new free colored mouse cursor variations. Woo! Added default mouse cursor and cursor size settings under UI options. Your default mouse cursor will be used in-game. If you have cursor equipped, this will be used in-game. All free cursors are now equipped through UI options instead of the cosmetics panel. Added a show bars toggle. You can skip bug fixes. Awesome. Added show bars under the graphic options. Advanced mod descriptions has been moved to UI options. Added a warning for when you try to replace an existing enchantment with another through harvest specific crafting options. The rage indicator updates more quickly. Retake achievements will grant missing microtransactions if you're missing any. Added new options from controlling item drop sound. Quest reward. I don't care. I don't care. PvP changes. I don't care. Royale. Players now drop their items when they leave. That's good. And apparently there's nothing important to read in bug fixes. $169 no longers. Can I get an F in chat? My character is Zizaran suffering. TLDR? Fuck. Stark Machine spent $1,100 on a Quicksilver Divination card. Didn't someone say something about Sea of Blue? Someone said something about new divination cards. Where did they see that? Someone said something about new divination cards. It's on the main page. Oh, that's mine. Well, ours. It's our card. This was a community-funded divination card. More alteration div cards. One out of 3? I don't know. I didn't get to decide that. Fuck. Okay. These are the most painful patch notes I've ever read. Because I was expecting, like, for me and the way I enjoy playing the game, Ultimatum was really rough. So for a lot of these changes, I think a lot of them are good. But the problem is that Ultimatum was a very bad league for me. I really didn't enjoy Ultimatum. And I'm not talking about the league mechanic. I really like the ultimatum league mechanic. But they've been like, I feel like they've been systematically destroying chase items from the game. I think it's so exciting. That's something they used to have a lot in the game. There used to be loads of chase items. There used to be loads of things to look forward to dropping. And I feel like the further we get into Path of Exile, the less things I'm looking forward to. Like, is anyone able to find like my, like I got Skyforth one time. Oh, maybe I have a Headhunter. Zizaran Headhunter. Maybe there's a clip of me finding Headhunter. I don't know what I'm listening to. When you craft Ballista, doesn't it have to be Nemesis mod? Yeah. It is. Like that face, one orb. Oh, use those. That face. Like, do you guys remember Skyforth? Do you guys remember when I chanced Skyforth on literally Christmas? I feel like for me, they've been systematically removing that from the game. I really thank you, Kiza. I really and yeah, the mirrors we found. That face would still happen if Headhunter dropped. Okay, sure, Headhunter is a bad example. Headhunter is a bad example because yes, you were right. I would still have that face if Headhunter dropped. You're entirely right. It's a bad example. What I'm saying is that there is a lot less of that face right now than 2 years ago. Because now there's so few exciting items. Watcher's Eyes are great. There's so few that are that exciting. Vinktar? Okay, so if, like, for example, for last day, I really detested the fact that they put like everything like Brass Dome and stuff, which I think are really cool items. Like, first off, they should have buffed every like Guardian unique. Like, all of them should have cool uses. And they should drop from Guardians. Like, boss drops. Boss drops are so huge. Boss drops are so important. Like, bosses having unique things that are worth farming bosses for. Like, Awakener is amazing. I really hated... Oh, nice. Mute sound, it's DMCA? Fuck. Oh, you're right. It is very DMCA. Like, stuff like that, dude. Like, I feel like there's so much less chase items and things to target farm and stuff. Like, they've done a really good job with Cyrus. I'm against, like, the really heavy nerf of Awakened Gems. I think one of the coolest things they did in Heist was introduce the Anomalous Gems. I thought they were so fucking cool and awesome. They were really exciting. I really loved doing those Crown Heists just because of that. Anything good about this patch? I think the damage reduction is good. I think pretty much everything else is bad. People think X drops are special. It's relative and you've played forever. What is chase items right now? I realize it's relative. Like in 2015, I'd still played like 8 to 10,000 hours. There are so few chase items. Objectively few chase items. There used to be loads. Yeah, maybe anime weapon will work. I might do the... I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Well, I'm fairly unhappy about this patch. I like the damage nerfs. I think they're good. for the most part, but there might be a bit much to do in one league. But as a TLDR, I guess I am terrified and fearful for the league. This was Zizaran reading Path of Exile Copium. Don't forget to subscribe, but more importantly, try to die less than our mana pool did.